It's 4 in the morning. I'm at a hotel in Buckhead, Atlanta. I just started filming the business center, and of course, the cleaners started vacuuming right outside the business center. Hopefully this isn't picked up in the audio, but we're just sending it. I'm just praying I don't get kicked out because apparently I'm sitting at the help desk. Normally there's probably a person sitting here working, but since it's 4 in the morning, they're not here. But I don't think my DMs have been blown up as much as what they have in the last few hours because the Ace family just dropped a new video explaining everything that happened with their foreclosure. So naturally I had to jump on it the second it came out. Here we are in the business center. Even though I was traveling, we're on call 24/7 as a commentary channel. And it's kind of funny the timing of this because they finally addressed all of this literally just days after YouTube removed the public dislike button. Coincidence? Probably, but it's a funny one, so we're just going in blind, guys. We have no idea what the general reaction really is. But what did they say in the video? Well, they opened the video by saying they've been screwed over by basically everyone involved with the house. The realtor, the architect, the contractor, and so on. They claim the reason the foreclosure happened in the first place is because they never received a certificate of occupancy, which also left them with no gas, which means they were essentially living in a $16 million mansion with no heating or cooking appliances. The house was apparently leaking and falling apart, which is a very different story from what we saw with the original Ace family house tour.
The leak here, every time it rained, as you can see, like this puddle situation, every time it rained.
Yeah, you look at it there.
So every time I saw that it was gonna rain, I knew that this would start leaking, so we would just like move this a little over.
We used to have leaks all through here. We repaired those, we stopped those, but we used to run through these chases.
Uncle Ed's been here for a year helping us, trying to get us to get the certificate of occupancy. And he's gonna show me something that I've heard, he's told me, but I'm gonna go see it for the first time.
All these things were just with a regular flex line. Every unit, AC unit, any of these units are now hard pipe, as you can see.
Okay.
It's called hard pipe.
So Uncle Ed did this. It was not done when we moved in, so he had to do that because he noticed that it was done wrong.
All these things would leak. We kind of sealed them over and over. I know it's a maintenance thing, but a lot of this stuff didn't have this drainage here.
Yeah. So every time it rained, guys,
There's puddle water here.
puddle, like you could see, like
The flooring was not, the roof was not to the pitch where it should have gone to the drain.
Wow, imagine paying $70,000 a month in mortgage for that. That sucks. I'm sorry for them.
there should be nothing wrong ever with an owner of a home doing anything he wants with his pool. You got a pool, you freaking happy as hell. You want to put a freaking jet ski in, you put a jet ski in it, right? But this is the issue. There was no retaining wall built around the bottom hill of our house because the builder didn't build one.
Well, that explains why the pool water was falling down onto their neighbors' grapevines, but maybe don't put a jet ski in a pool that doesn't have a retaining wall. You know, just a thought.
Also, the pool also had cracks in it, meaning like there was a possibility for this pool to literally just explode. We were scared the pool was just going to explode and it was going to cover our entire neighborhood, which would have been, oh my God.
Imagine the reaction to that. Like, if their pool flooded their neighborhood, the Ace family would have gotten the James Charles treatment, even though no minors were involved. So essentially, they were living in a McMansion in the price class of a small outlet mall. I sure hope that Austin didn't include How to Buy a Home and his How I Became a Millionaire course. Apparently, even the floors in their house were coming up as well, so it's pretty clear that this house was just a complete disaster. My main question is, though, like, why didn't they just address this right away? Instead, they were playing it off like they had the best house in the world in their house tour. None of this was mentioned there. Maybe because it's not a flex. And I guess due to the foreclosure, foreclosures are pretty public, so they're kind of forced to address it at some point.
What the hell?
I wonder what the security guard is thinking now that he's seeing me record this on CCTV.
Oh, that's because our builder literally screwed us and we didn't have a good door. Like, the door could have killed one of my kids. Like, thank God. Like,
As you guys know, we never talk about people. We've never exposed people.
We don't want to humiliate anyone, but Jesus, like you us over so bad. If you're watching right now, if you know what you did, like, I'm sorry, but this is the truth, and like now it has to come out.
I'm sure they realized this video was going to come out.
Again, though, why didn't they open up about this like way earlier? The house was a massive hazard. But later on in the video, they actually explained their whole jumbo loan situation. Because a lot of people were really confused in why they took this 18-month loan on their house rather than a conventional 30-year mortgage. But essentially, they could never receive a conventional 30-year mortgage because they never received their certificate of occupancy. I feel dumb because I do own a home, but I'm actually not 100% sure what a certificate of occupancy is. I'm just assuming I have one. But then they said this.
Every month, every on time, like, if you know me, you know that I pay my bills.
So I'm assuming the boxers have now been taken care of. I at least hope so, but also, like, why would they throw a boxing event while they're dealing with this. And by this, I'm talking about the jumbo loan of $8 million that's expiring soon, and they still don't have a certificate of occupancy, meaning they cannot refinance it into a conventional loan. So they throw on a massive boxing event. Buying a $10 million house without a certificate of occupancy. Buying a $10 million house without a certificate of occupancy and throwing a boxing event that costs millions of dollars at the same time. There's a lot of self-inflicted pain here.
We won't talk about things for so long that we'll like eventually be over it. And then we're like, oh, should we even talk about it now? No one's talking about it. And it's like, is strength not talking about it at that moment? Or is strength like eventually like, I'm still trying to figure out what strength is, because are we strong or not? Because I'm like, we go through some shit. We don't say anything.
But you guys are family vloggers. Wouldn't it be in your best interest to just show the struggles that you guys are enduring? You know, just be open about it, because it humanizes them way more. People would sympathize with them a lot more, which people are kind of doing right now. Before, they were even more disconnected because they were just living this rich life. Meanwhile, we have them not paying out their boxers, doing shady with this makeup company, starting a sketchy how to become a millionaire course that costs $50 a month with basic knowledge you can learn from any book that costs $12. Oh, and their $10 million house is in foreclosure. Do they not see how bad that looks from an outsider's perspective that doesn't have the context they have?
In our entertainment industry, like if you're out here like making videos and joking around and like saying all this, I'm like, shame on you. Like, what are you doing? Like, does that make you look good? Like, is that funny to you? Like, yeah, I get it. You're making some money. Like, you got our fans to like click on your video and like watch your video. But like, does that bring you any kind of like positivity to your life? Like, what are you doing? Do you sleep good at night? Like, I genuinely wonder. Like, do you sleep good?
Okay, so
I find this call out kind of odd because I just feel like they don't see the irony in all this. For example, my job is making videos on people doing dumb stuff on the internet, and it sure looks like they're doing dumb stuff on the internet. Over the past few years, it seems like most of their actions and pain can be summed up with this meme, but I get it. Like, most of it's not intentional. But unless they communicate with the public, we have no idea what's going on. So I make videos on what's apparent to me at the time, like them not paying out boxers, or them screwing over a makeup company, or that how to become a millionaire course, or them dumping water on their neighbor's grapevines because he wanted to throw a jet ski in a pool. They don't make themselves seem like victims at all, and they never address anything. And when you don't address anything, you kind of give off the vibe like you don't care, even though that's probably not the case, because all we have is one side of the story. So we're gonna cover the one side of the story that we have, because I don't know their side. I can't speculate what their side is, so I have to cover the one side. And before they gave this context, so much just didn't make sense. So much still doesn't make sense though, but we're starting to piece it together a little bit here now. I wonder if they're gonna address the boxer's money. But yeah, I've definitely used the Ace Family for views before, just like they use their kids for views. But here they explain what happened when their house went into foreclosure.
Okay, so this is what happened. So once it goes into foreclosure, then like someone can buy it, right? Like usually like a bank will buy it, right? Because the bank, why do they buy it? They buy it because it's an investment. They can make money on their money, right? So the lenders who lent us the loan for our mortgage, they said, screw you. We don't care about your $70K a month, right? We're going to buy this for $10 million, okay? We're going to buy it. That's what it was. That's what the house was selling for $10 million. So they figured, like, let me buy it because it'll save me money. And anyways, like, I'm going to flip this house and make X amount, because we just got an appraisal just a couple months ago when all this is going down. Our house is worth $16.5 million. Right? That's what the appraisal, like, appraised it for, right?
But because of our situation, the lender was able to get it for 10.
Wow, they got taken advantage of so bad. I do feel bad for them. That's sad to hear. If that really did happen, that's just awful. I criticize the Ace Family a lot, but I always give them kudos for what they've achieved. I am on team Young Money. Not the record label, but like for younger people with money. I do root for them because sadly it seems like old money normally takes advantage of younger people with money. It's a sad world, and this is a sad case of young money being taken advantage of. But again though, like, imagine the support they would have gotten if they were just transparent with all this. Aside from the foreclosure though, they also mentioned the lawsuits.
We've never sued anyone unless it was like, we're suing because you did this. We only have one lawsuit that we've sued somebody, and that we only have two lawsuits against us, right? And
Really?
one of them is like, it's thrown out, right? It was thrown out, already thrown out, actually, already settled. And then the other one is with LiveX.
Yeah,
And that one's going into settlement right now, so.
So I guess the makeup situation was allegedly settled, and the boxing situation might be settled soon. So I guess we'll stay tuned for that. But honestly, good for them though, because I can only imagine how stressful all this is on them.
As far as like where we stand now and like what we're doing is we just found a house that just got recently built. It's beautiful.
We're very excited about it, by the way.
It's really, really beautiful.
Oh boy, here we go again.
Just so you guys know this, I'm just putting it out there. We were going to laundromats to wash our clothes because we didn't
put
have.
all our business out there.
Do they not see the irony of this right now? They're wearing like $50,000 of items on them right now, and they're washing their clothes at a laundromat. This is self-inflicted pain. I'm assuming they could have easily rented a house or a condo that's close to their house that they could have at least lived a normal, healthy life in while they were figuring out this palace. It's just such an odd situation, it becomes comical.
To close this off and to finish it,
He's trying to tell us. He's trying to tell us where we have to go.
No, not that. I'm saying like take this as a learning lesson. Use us as an example. Please use us as an example.
Please,
when it comes to purchasing,
keep this in your mind. Even if you're not planning on purchasing a home for 10 years, always keep this in your mind.
So when it comes to purchasing a home or building your own home, there's so many different things that you guys have to be,
looking out for.
Yes, educated on.
Make sure you got the right team, the right people involved. Make sure you shop around as far as like loans. Make sure try to get. I mean, in my opinion, conventional loans are like the best.
I don't think too many people will be buying 2 to 3 lots and building a massive McMansion on it with contractors they don't know. But hey, I guess there's plenty of lessons here. It's just so weird though, and I want to know if the boxers are going to get paid or if they have been paid.
And then regarding my boxing and the situation with that, I will be able to address that very soon, within hopefully the next week or 2. Good news.
Very good news.
Only good news.
Don't think negative. Don't think the worst. I know you guys.
Okay, well, hopefully the boxers do get paid soon then. I'm kind of surprised they didn't make this video in front of some expensive LA steakhouse and the whole press conference style he did last time. Hopefully the announcement next week isn't like that, but hey, that goes to show that even Austin McBroom learns from his mistakes, so kudos to him. Overall, it'll be interesting to see where all this goes. If they settled everything, good for them. They deserve peace of mind, even though a lot of it's self-inflicted, but I guess that's life. You just make a bunch of mistakes and you learn from them and then you move on. But with influencers at the scale of this size, when you make mistakes, they're gonna be absolutely massive. I still don't know why they made the How I Became a Millionaire course though, because that's definitely one of the tackiest things they've done. Maybe they used that quick cash to buy a new home. I don't know. Who knows? But one last thing, they kept going on and on about what you reap, you sow. So I wonder what they did to have this happen to them. But anyway, drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new here, and hit the bell notification so you're notified when I actually upload. I need to go to bed. It's now 4 in the morning and checkout is in 5 hours. So please drop a like on the video and also comment something down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.